this book, I would imagine was a tough decision, but also a tough process for you, no?
It was the hardest project I've ever had to do.
Is that right?
Yes, 100%.
The title, Holy Disruptor, what's behind the name?
Oh my goodness, there's so much truth to this. Okay, so I met with my mentor a long time ago, and it was a time where I was just having a really low moment in life, and I just felt like no one understood me, and I was unfairly labeled, and I don't know, I was really searching and struggling. And she said, Amy, don't forget you are a holy disruptor. You're not afraid to, confront evil head on, and you're bold, and just remember that. And I remember thinking, if I ever get a chance to maybe write my story, I would love for it to be called Holy Disruptor.
Wow, and so what was it about now that made this like this was the chance?
So I was asked to write a book 2 years ago, right after the Josh's scandal, took place, and it was just a really hard moment. And I decided that was the moment that I was going to educate myself and really work on my mental health to get to a place where I could write not from a bitter place, but just from a healing place.
Speaking of Josh, was there a chapter or a part of the book that was hardest to write or hardest to go back to?
Yes, there was several hard chapters. There's a lot of information in my book that no one really knows until now. And I just really believe in it. And I think it's time just to help as many people as you possibly can.
Yeah.
That's called a teaser. What you just
Exactly. I'm gonna dig a little deeper into that teaser.
Ooh, you did,
right?
you did.
Because you describe this like toxic theology, you know what I mean? And needing to separate yourself from, but also really like audit or evaluate what those processes, how you fell into it in the first place.
Right.
How did you know what you could share, what to share in this book?
I didn't. I literally just put it all out there.
Right.
I was not going to be afraid. I've lived in fear my whole life. I feel like I've been silenced. I feel like I've had a lot of toxic patterns surrounding me in all kinds of areas of my life. And I am not going to be scared anymore.
Wow.
Well, your family, of course, very public. What's their reaction been to the book?
I honestly haven't spoken to them. I hope that they can see the truth in my story and the things that I really struggled with. I was called Crazy Cousin Amy on the show for the longest time. And looking at my life now, I wasn't so crazy after all.
It cannot be easy to have to relive some of those experiences. But like your cousin Josh, convicted of abuse, right? Was that hard for you to even reconcile? I mean, to know like your family members, you know what I mean, involved in this kind of thing?
For sure. I think for me, truth has always been really hard to find in my family. And I wanted to dive deeper into generational trauma and the things that really what made our family this way? Why is there so many secrets? Why are there so many questions? And why is it so hard to find? And I did the hard work and I put it out there to help other people. That's really why I wrote this book.
How did you use your faith to approach writing the book?
So I believe in God 100%, and so my faith has been a really big stronghold for me. I believe that God is not the author of confusion, and I'm not going to preach.
But that's the message.
Yeah.
Hey.
That could have been another title.
There you go.
Book 2.
But I just felt like there was just so much chaos in my life, and I was surrounded by it. And I was just like, wait a second, this isn't God. And I'm going to separate the two from family and toxic patterns and what actually is Christianity, and I'm going to look at it for what it is.
What do you hope that, I imagine that you want people to be inspired to find their own voice, right? To be able to speak up in their own lives. But what else are you hoping that people get out of the experience of reading this book and knowing all that you went through?
Right. I believe that, the TLC 19 Kids and Counting was a huge show. It was very popular. One minute we're on TV and next minute we're not. And no one really knows to connect those dots. And I hope that it does. I hope my book tells why things were very unhealthy in my opinion and why I had to step out of it and really the backstory of just everything that I've gone through. And I'm, like I said, I'm not crazy after all. And so for me, it's just kind of coming up and saying like, hi, I'm Amy. This is just really who I am and the things that I'm going to stand up for.
She's like, drop the crazy people. It's Amy, and I've got a new book.
Right.
Thanks for coming on and sharing your story right
so
here. Amy's book, Holy Disruptor, will be available on October 14th. We'll be right back.